Hi everyone, it's Jox Girl, and I'm sharing with you today the progress on my gathering honey. So the last time I believe that when I shared this with you, I was over in this area here, and I was on vacation. So I almost had all this finished, and I had discovered that I forgot one of the colors at home. I think it was one of these blue colors, because taking a closer look, there's two blue colors, one here and one there. So I couldn't finish it. I didn't plan on doing a whole lot while I was on vacation. I usually take too much and then, take everything there, do this mad gathering of supplies, take everything with me and then don't use it all. And, it's kind of like going to that buffet and putting more on your plate than you actually can eat. I do that when I go on vacation. I grab books and journaling books and things to draw on, things to stitch, and magazines to read, and my yoga mat, and all this other stuff, and then maybe 10% of it gets used. But anyway, so back to this. It took me a little bit to get this done because I didn't have it, and then I had to jump back into the workforce and school and all that, but I finally got this area done. So on the pattern, it's supposed to be bumped up a bit, so this should have been started up one row and then the rest of these would have followed. Since that didn't happen, this is not in the shape that it should be, but it doesn't look bad. So the only part that might look a little off is going to be here when all is said and done. So far it doesn't look bad. This is a little maybe off. It would have filled in better. The designer had it perfect and I did my own thing with it, but it doesn't look too bad. So while I was on vacation and actually on the airplane home, I was able to start here because luckily I had one of the green colors. So I did go and start up here and filled all that in. This took me a while because I don't have a lot of stitchy time. I am lucky if I get 20 minutes a day, if that, and then on the days that I come home from work, I am just so tired. I literally put my face on the mattress face down and I'm gone. So this is gonna take me a long time to do. I still have a lot of schooling to do. Work just takes every bit of energy out of me, and we are definitely, not that we have a nurse shortage nationally, because I don't believe that, but we definitely have a shortage of nurses on the floor that I work. I do labor and delivery, and with the clientele that we have and the needs that they need, nurses will come. We'll get nurses to start working with us and then they quit. And a new nurse just told me the other day, this is unhealthy. I have never heard anybody say that before, but to say that this is unhealthy, the amount of workload that we have, the stress that it puts on us, just what we are going through daily. The hospital itself really needs to think of something to do. I don't want to say anything bad. I love my job. I love where I work. There is definitely room for a lot of improvement as far as maybe staffing, but anyways, it does put a big toll on the ones who are there and who are working. So I just pray that it gets better. Anyway, I stitch when I can, and so this is where I am. This was quite challenging in here. There is sort of a pattern, but not really. There is, but there isn't a pattern. So like here, obviously, there's a pattern. You get these purples and then these purples and the way they go. And even in here, from each plant, except for these ones. And then in here, seemed like there was more of a consistent pattern. But for this one was just challenging as all get out. Now I don't know why, and others of you who have worked on this or are working on this may have noticed that there is this color here and here, but it's not anyplace else, which is fine. Also, there is a light green, this one. I forget all exactly where it goes. Sometimes it's hard because the colors are so similar. But anyway, I thought it was white. Was it that one? Oh, no, it was this one. I thought it was white. So I went through and put white in there. Looked back at my pattern after I had completed it and realized I put the wrong color in. So I wanted to do the right color, and I'm glad I did. So I had to go in and remove those stitches and put it back in. And thankfully it was just a few. You know, it's not a tremendous amount. Now the part that was most challenging here was this back stitching, because to me, I don't think it was consistent. It wasn't, this one's gonna be always back stitched this way, this is gonna be back stitched this way, this place. And I think it's also because the pattern was very random to a sense. Like here's these two dark greens, but they don't follow any place else. Sometimes you would go around this flower here. It reminds me of I can't say the word, I think Nystidium. It's that flower you can eat. It, you know, grows kind of like on a vine, I guess. It's really pretty. Anyway, so the back stitching was challenging for me, and the pattern that I have is very old. They use black and red in the pattern, and sometimes I can't tell if there's a red line, and the red line is for the back stitch. Let me see. I will show you a sample here. No, let me see. Let me find a spot here for you guys. Ooh, okay. Focus. Okay, it doesn't want to focus, but here we go. Okay, the blue is where I highlight. I started like trying to highlight so I knew where I already had been. And see, you can see where it's red here. Well, boy, maybe I need to start using this. This has made it easier to look through this viewfinder. Anyway, I don't even know if I hit that one. Wow, okay, well, I just made myself look like a jerk. This makes it look so much easier on here. Maybe I'll start using my phone to see these lines. I don't know. I couldn't tell. I guess like, kind of like this one. Maybe you can kind of tell where, almost can't tell if it has the red line around it or not. Some of them were difficult, especially when this is really dark, but like here. So I don't even know if I even hit that one. And you know what? I'm not going to care. Eventually what I started doing was where I left off, I would just write, you know, back stitch to row 12, last 13 columns, last 5 columns to go. So I kind of had an idea of where I needed to go. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think I did hit that one. Anyway, it is what it is. It looks good. It's a pattern. It's done. So now I'm here, and this reminds me of cabbage, and I had completed it up to here. I just have to put a tan color in here. So there's like 3 tan in here, 3 tan. This part was fun. It was pretty easy. I watched half stitch, cross stitch today, Dina, and I worked on these. And now it's time for me to get ready and start my, well, pretend that I've already started my day and just get myself hustled. But I want to finish this, so I need to put in the tan color. I didn't pull it out of my box. That's a whole nother story. The way I have my storage is just not conducive to help to get to my stuff easily, but for now it is what it is. I'm gonna worry about that another day. But yeah, so these are almost done. This will be fun to do, and then the back stitch, and I think the back stitch will be pretty easy on that, and then I get to start some more here. So I'm going to go through, I want to go through, waiting for my camera to focus, go through and do all the areas, and then once I go through and see them, if this looks annoying to me, then being that it's down by 1, I'll just put another stitch up here, you know, maybe on that X, so that way it matches, but it might be fine. So I still have a long ways to go. I'm enjoying stitching. I don't know why I have some stuff missing here. I don't remember why that happened like that, but it'll be taken care of. I still have to do all of this wall here. So, and that's fun. I like doing the blocks of color. This one was just crazy with the, you know, 2 stitches here, 2 stitches here, and that, but it's a nice kind of crazy. It gets my mind working, so I like it. It makes me have to focus and count and those things while I'm doing my hobby. I do a lot of focus at work. I do need to let my mind relax. I have to do a lot of focus for school. I need to let my mind relax, but I like this is a pleasurable thing. So knowing that this is taking forever, I thought that maybe I will add in some other things to do. So I'm gonna try to do a little bit of a rotation, and my rotation is going to consist of a few things. So you remember my Leisure Arts magazine. I got this one a couple of years ago, and in it I found a pattern that was the, gotta be careful so I don't show the patterns. It was these cute little girls. I did Sunday, and in that year I had planned on doing all of them, which was last year, and I didn't complete it. So just to revisit, here's Sunday, and the only thing that I changed on this was that I had made her skin a little bit darker than this girl here. I wanted her to have brown skin as opposed to the pink skin. I figure these will be my daughter's one day, and my daughter has dark brown skin. Some of you guys know that. So I wanted it to match my daughter, and then I put in my little mark, which is here. You can't tell too well, but it's right there. I was thinking about putting the date in, but if I do that, this is 2016, and then if I don't finish one this year, which there's not much time left, then it would be, there'd be a gap between 2016 to 2018. So I kind of been thinking about that, and I thought, well, maybe I will go ahead and start doing Monday. Start working on Monday, and there's Monday. So Monday's washing. I forget how the little saying goes, but Monday's wash day. I gathered all my stuff together. I have a vintage hoop in here. I think I've showed this to you guys before. I love this little vintage hoop. So I have that. And then I have all my colors together. And so that way on Mondays, I can work on that if I have any time. So that'll be my Monday stitch. And then I figure if I start it now, maybe I will just, instead of putting the year that it ended, or the year that I finished it, if I don't finish it by 2017, I could still put 2017 on it. So I like putting the dates on them. And I think that I'm gonna try to keep up that tradition. So that is that. And then, because I have Christmas ornaments that I want to still work on, this is Better Homes and Gardens Across Stitch Christmas. This one has so many beautiful patterns in it. I made my daughter, you guys recall, I made her an elf. So I did that one, and of course it's still here. you know, and I thought because I have all the time in the world to do nothing but stitch, because I don't know if I told you guys, I have an automatic cleaned house, like automatically cleans itself. Dinners get cooked, child gets driven to school and picked up, and presents get wrapped and cakes get baked, and my house is so magical. It's so wonderful. I have all the time in the world to stitch, and I know this, and so I plan for all these things like some of you do. Okay, and then reality hits, and I have all these things that I want to do. And so in order to get it done, I thought I'm going to do these for my Saturdays and Sundays. And so this is the D I'm working on. Yeah, I decided Saturdays and Sundays. And that way, Mondays will be stitching on that Monday towel until I get to Tuesday. And then I'm looking for the paper, the picture of this. So this is D for my husband. Whoop. And it's a deer, little reindeer. I like all of these. I think they're so cute. It would have been fun to do the whole thing, but I just have so many things to do. I don't think I would ever get it done. So pretty. I wanted to show that. That's pretty, that glass. I really like this. I like how they finished it on different things, like here. Here they show them as ornaments hanging, and you probably put things inside, which is a cute idea. But so far I've done the E, and now I'm working on D. And in this E, I put some Krynic in it to give it just a little bit of sparkle. And in order to follow that with the D, I'm going to put it for the snow. So luckily I had all those colors in my collection. I didn't have to go and buy anything. One color I didn't have, which I thought was kind of odd, was one of the red colors. And I just grabbed the color that is right next to it, and that'll just have to do. And then after I finish that one, I will work on the S for me. But I think they're all cute. And then for Jock's Girl, I want to do the J eventually. I would like to do them all. I really would. I think they're cute. I don't necessarily think I want an alphabet on my tree, but eventually I think I might end up with it. Yeah, I like this one. Then for my dog Rogue, and then we have a Phoenix, so I get to do this one, and Charlie, and I thought, oh, I could do one for my mother. Her name is Marlene, and we have a Kurt in the family, and a Lois, and a Brandon, so that would be perfect for him. So I can get more of those letters in. So we'll see. They're just really cute. All right, so that's that. I'll put this back later. This in here for now. So yeah, here's the back. I think I'm doing a pretty good job on my back. Did a pretty good job on this one. So that took a couple hours, believe it or not. I mean, it just, I don't know, maybe I'm a slow stitcher. I did it and I was watching, I think I know why it took so long. I was watching a movie with subtitles, and it was from, Norway. And so it was all in Norwegian. So the subtitles were in Norwegian and also in English, because it was actually a silent film. It was from the 1920s. I don't even know what the name of it was, but the ending had me laughing. I was in stitches. I was literally just, yeah. So you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, this is the last thing I wanted to share with you guys. This picture came from a magazine that my daughter gets. It's called The Friend. And, Friend.